Hey, welcome back to DIY Willy. Today, man, it's weird. I haven't made a video in a good couple weeks. I haven't put anything together. I think I threw one out that was edited already, but I haven't made one in quite a while. But yeah, we're going to do it today. We're going to get back to work with Biggs the Briggs. If you saw the previous videos of where I refreshed him, I didn't rebuild him necessarily. I used a lot of the original parts and just cleaned them up, rehoned the cylinder, and well, just detailed them out. That's why I'm calling it a refresh. You know, everything was cleaned and checked out, measured out, all that kind of stuff. There's a playlist for Biggs the Briggs, and you can check them out there if you need to know more about that build. Also, there'll be links in the description on his playlist. But let's take a look at him real quick, just as a reminder. So here he is. This is Biggs, my Briggs & Stratton 5-horse snowblower motor that I use in MAX, my Mega Moto mini bike. Like we said, we refreshed him. The carburetor has been cleaned. The engine's been detailed. You know, I got the clutch back on it. It's ready to go. I never did show you these oil fill plugs. I'll probably keep this one, but I'll probably take this one out and save it for the Raptor engine when I put the Raptor engine together. I have the original plugs here that I can put back in there, and you won't see that once I put the torque converter plate on there anyway. You won't see that. But I'm worried about the exhaust cracking. I had to do a lot of shaping to get it in here to be able to put the reused ARC rod bolts. I tapped them out 1/4-20, and I'm using the ARC bolts. It worked out good with a 12-point to go in here, and had a smaller flange on the bolt, you know, and it worked out really good to get in there. Now I'm worried about this cracking because there's a lot of metal work to get this crimped down enough to get it to work on Briggs. It had such a small hole. So yeah, we got it all together, and we want to get it put on Max, my Mega Moto mini bike, and maybe start it up, take it for a ride. I have a filter here, right here, that we're going to use as the breather on the block to go right there, and we'll just zip tie it up here out of the way somewhere for now. This is intended for the oil catch can, but after cleaning the garage a couple times since I had Biggs on there, I've misplaced the oil catch can. So I got to dig it up. I got to find it. I think it's out back in my shed. But we'll go ahead and just stick some hose on there and stick that breather here somewhere when we get ready to put it on the Max. So let's go check out Max. So here's Max, and Max has just been sitting back in the garage next to Mighty and my other Mega Moto mini bike, but with the swing arm, and it hasn't been ran, hasn't moved hardly in more than 6 months. This is the bike that I crashed on and messed up my ankle, my knee, and my wrist, and my pride. But yeah, this was the Monster 212 that was extremely powerful, more powerful than I was expecting. And Max is just too small of a frame to have that much power, in my opinion. Yeah, if you don't know about the accident, the bike basically stood straight up and with me on it, and I panicked. I kept hitting the gas, hitting the throttle, and bounced and hopped, did all kinds of crazy things, and then it ran straight into one of my neighbor's cars and did quite an extensive amount of damage to their car and myself. It cost me a lot of money. So this has been sitting in the back of the garage behind the Razor, collecting dust. Obviously you can see that it's pretty dusty and hasn't been touched. I promised the family I wouldn't do anything with it. I wouldn't ride it again, and I won't ride it with the Monster 212 on it, but I will ride it with Max, or with the Biggs the Briggs, because Biggs the Briggs is much more controllable than this Monster 212. So but this Monster 212 hasn't been started since it laid over out in the street and died. So I want to go ahead and try to get it started back up again, see if it'll run, and before we take it off. to make it a little bit safer, I took the clutch off of it and the belt, so there'll be no connection to the rear drive, and it won't go anywhere. It'll just run and rev up. Now we know Biggs will use a lot of the stuff that's in here. I'm in the wrong light. So we know Briggs will use a lot of what's here, but a lot of it will have to go away. Like for example, the exhaust, and of course the engine. It uses the same engine plate, and eventually I will use the same clutch. However, I'm just going to use the centrifugal clutch right now on Biggs. So the handlebars are still leaning down from when I fell forward and crashed. I have to get those loosened up and straightened out before I can ride it again. And we'll get it blown down again just to get the dust off of it. But yeah, here's Max and his buddy, the Monster 212. And let's get it all taken apart. Well, let's get it started first, and then we'll take it apart. Oh, the gas is gone. We're going to go ahead and put some more gas in it. There we go. That'll be enough just to try it. A little bit concerned here to start it. I know the chain's not hooked up, but it is scary. I was hurt pretty bad. It cost me a lot of money. So yeah. But we gotta do it, right? For the sake of the engine, we gotta do it. It hasn't ran in more than 6 months. Woo! I panicked, I thought the chain. Did you see that? I panicked when it started up. I thought it was going to take off. I guess I didn't remember that there was no chain on it. But it started up after what? 4 pulls? 5 pulls? Runs pretty good. That Paul's 4-pump carburetor, man. I think it's good. It's also got the Paul's Crunch coil in there. Still running really good. Too bad I'm afraid to ride it. Look at the plug wire move. That's something. Well, we don't want it to get too hot. We want to get everything off of there and get Biggs on. Yeah, this thing is an amazing beast. It's a monster of an engine. It's too bad I don't have a larger frame to make better use of it, or maybe even a go-kart would be safer than to have it on. This frame, you got to be 100% on your A game to ride that engine. If you're not paying attention, it will take off like a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. and I've said that to many other times, but it's insane. My seat got a little road rash from the accident too. That's how far it leaned over and bounced all over the place. I think I got another seat. Yeah, what an amazing machine. But it's got to go. No more Monster 212. We'll get Biggs the Briggs back on there and make it much more rideable. All right, there we go. Got the mighty 212 out. Got Max here all done. Gotta use my Super Clean to clean it up. They're a good sponsor of the channel. I like using their products for all my degreasing needs, cleaning of engine parts and such. Everything worked great. Cleans up no problem. Just spray it on and wipe it off. Let's go ahead and get Biggs out here and put him back in there and see how he looks. Let's do that. All right, there we go. Biggs is all installed. Should be completely hooked up now. Last thing I had to do was get the ground connection to it for the kill switch. I need to tie back this wiring here a little bit. We don't untape off this one. We don't need it to get caught in the flywheel. I haven't hooked up the tachometer yet. Maybe I'll do that here in a minute. I noticed the gas is leaking right here. That could be a problem. See if I can find a different barb fitting for that and change those things. It's leaking quite a bit actually. And what else is going on? I have yet to find my clutch, my driver, the primary clutch part, so we won't be able to ride it today, but we can get it started. Also, for some reason I can't find the chain that fit when Biggs was on here before. It's probably wherever the clutch is. So, and the chain that was on the Monster 212 was about 3 links too short. So yeah, we got to get a chain, and I still got to find that driver. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and start it up, see how it runs, and see if that refresh did Biggs good. I still got to correct the handlebars. Haven't done that yet. And I don't know if I showed this before, but there's a lot of road rage right here, or road rash really I should say, from the accident. I didn't realize it went that far up. But yeah, let's get it set up and get it started, see how well it'll run. Hopefully those piston rings will set in good. That bore is not too big, and there's good compression on Biggs. I'd be interested to run a compression test again and see where we're at. But you know, the valves are good. We redid the valves, and well, everything was cleaned up and double checked, and it all was in tolerance. So yeah, let's go ahead and get set up, and we'll give Biggs a start. I'll find the best position for you guys on the camera. All right, let's go ahead and fire this up. I don't have my seat on because I literally just finished putting the connection of the fuel lines and the throttle, everything on there. We'll turn it on. We'll give it some gas. I got the choke up. Let's see what Biggs will do. Remember, there's no chain or nothing. Hopefully I remember. Come on, Biggs. That's on. Let's take the choke off. There he is. That's Biggs, I remember. Look at idle. Nice. Look at that. Sounds good. Biggs never disappointed. He always started up easy. This took a few turns, but I mean, the carburetor was empty. It hadn't been around since it rebuilt, so it took a little extra to get it started. Let's check it out a little closer. That's my Biggs, I remember. I notice it is smoking still a little bit. And there's a weird puff every once in a while. Now, who knows what that is. But, hey, it's running. I kind of wish I had the chain and the clutch right now, because it would be nice to take it for a ride and see how much power it actually has over what it did. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy it runs. I'm happy it runs good. It looks good. You gotta admit it looks good. So yeah, we're gonna continue this project again once I get the other parts. And we need to air up the tires. I noticed the tires are a little low. Got some cobwebs on that one over there. Need to check the brake fluid and make sure it's got brakes before we take it out again. Yeah, it looks good. And when the parts come in, we'll go ahead and get the parts installed, and then we can take it for a ride. But for the meantime, I guess that kind of ends the Biggs refresh, you know. It runs good, it looks good. So I guess that'll end this video. I got those parts coming. When they come in, we'll go ahead and continue putting things on Biggs, getting it ready to go, and we'll take it for a ride. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the videos. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. It will really help me out grow my channel. And well, always come back to DIY Willy for your mini bike needs, your razor needs, your engine needs, your Briggs and Stratton needs, and whatever else I might think of. So again, thank you for stopping by and checking out the videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.